Welcome to Echoes of Time, where history's most intense moments come to life. Today, we dive into one of the most feared and tragic tactics of World War II, the Kamikaze pilots. Who were these men, and why did they willingly fly to their deaths? Was it loyalty, desperation, or something more? Let's uncover the untold story of Japan's last stand. The word kamikaze means divine wind, a reference to the legendary typhoons that saved Japan from Mongol invasions in the 13th century. But in 1944, it took on a new meaning. Suicide missions meant to stop the unstoppable. As the tide of World War II turned against Japan, their military sought desperate measures to defend their homeland. With dwindling resources and an enemy that outmatched them, Japan resorted to human-guided missiles, the kamikaze pilots. The first organized kamikaze attacks took place during the Battle of Leyte Gulf in October 1944. Japan's Vice Admiral Takejiro Onishi saw no other way to counter the superior American fleet. He formed special attack units, pilots who would crash their aircraft directly into enemy ships, aiming to cause maximum destruction. These missions were seen as a duty, an honor, and in some cases, the only option left. The attacks devastated the U.S. Navy, sinking dozens of ships and damaging many more. But was it enough to change the course of the war? Who were these young men? Most kamikaze pilots were barely out of their teens. Students, sons, and brothers trained in only a few months to fly into battle, knowing they would never return. Some volunteered, believing in the samurai code of Bushido, which emphasized honor in death. Others had no choice, pressured by society and military leaders. In their final letters to family, many expressed fear, sorrow, and even regret. Yet they still boarded their planes, carrying with them the weight of an empire's expectations. Despite the devastation they caused, kamikaze attacks could not turn the tide of war. The United States had the industrial power to replace lost ships and continued its island-hopping strategy, pushing closer to Japan. The most intense kamikaze waves came during the Battle of Okinawa in 1945, where thousands of pilots launched suicide missions. The U.S. suffered heavy losses, but the attacks ultimately proved futile. In August 1945, after the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan surrendered, marking the end of the war and the kamikaze era. The kamikaze pilots remain one of the most controversial aspects of World War II. To some, they were heroes, sacrificing themselves for their country. To others, they were victims, young men sent to die in a war that was already lost. Their legacy serves as a reminder of the extremes of war and the desperation that can arise when a nation faces defeat. What do you think? Were the kamikaze pilots warriors or victims of a doomed cause? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time on Echoes of Time, where we uncover history's most incredible stories.